Welcome
Hey,
back.
George.
Hello, mate.
How you going?
I'm
I'm
great.
asking you for a change.
I'm good, mate. I'm really good, thank you. So I'm at my
Yeah.
parents today, actually. So it's
Right.
this is a new location for me filming. And
Okay.
but mate, you're looking better. You look better than we did the last couple of weeks.
Well, thanks, George. I'm getting better. It's been a bit of a slow ride. I feel coming out of this, and I'm not fully back up to speed yet, but getting there. And certainly, I've got more energy, and I'm back working on my projects again. Uh,
Or
we're getting there. I think by the end of this next week, I'll be back up to the full level we were before I got sick. So,
awesome,
yeah,
mate. That's great because next week is one thing that you're up to the stage now because you've been training consistently now for a couple of months. You're
yeah,
ready now for the next progression of your growth, which is around increasing the intensity of your movement sessions.
okay,
So at the moment, so what, and this, I'll just touch on this briefly. When you start training, when you haven't trained for a long time or you're a beginner at training all up, you need to first build a solid foundation of fitness.
yes,
And that's by just being consistent. That's about just getting volume. It's not about pushing yourself to a complete exhaustion, because that usually when you're untrained, that's what causes injuries, right? So,
yes,
and what we've been doing the last couple of months, the constant, consistently working your way through push-ups throughout the day, back rows, walking up the stairs, this is building your foundation of fitness. And now you are ready. I know you've had a break the last couple of weeks. You haven't been feeling well. It won't take another week. This week, you can just get back into movement. The week after next, we're boosting up intensity. And that's going to be
okay,
it's a whole new level of enjoyment. Challenges your mind, challenges your body. You feel amazing when you've completed these things. And that's the next level.
great,
But today, to get you back on track, remember we talked about the fundamentals of our wellness philosophy is mindset, movement, nourishment, right?
yes,
So the mindset's around your motivator. Why am I doing this? We know and it needs to be powerful enough for whenever you feel lazy, you come back to and say, well, I'm going to do this because this is my motivation for it. The
yeah,
movement's about it. We know the body responds very well to movement. You want strong bones, strong muscles, and great flexible joints. You've got to move your body every day.
yes.
And the third part's nourishment. There's two parts to nourishment. One's the food, and the other one's our behavior. Now you can
Okay,
eat the
let's talk
health.
about that. Yeah,
Okay, so now on the food thing. Now I'm going to keep it really simple, right? From my own personal experiences, and again, my awareness came from just seeing things around in my journey of fitness. And I know
yes,
that when I saw Woody Harrelson once, who's an actor. He talked about, I saw him in an interview. He eats he eats plant-based whole foods. That's his primary diet. And all he said was they asked him why. He goes, well, the strongest animals on the planet, pound for pound, of gorillas, and they're vegetarians. I'm like, well, that makes sense. It just makes sense, right?
yeah,
And then I saw a documentary, and then so I just thought, and then Patricia King. Sorry, I went to Patricia after I had cancer,
yes,
and they told me modern medicine couldn't help. I thought, what can I do to help my body heal itself? So I engaged with Patricia King, Quest for Life, amazing per human being, amazing foundation. And their whole philosophy was around, it was mainly vegetarian-based foods that they were eating. I thought,
yes,
this all makes sense, right? So, and my personal experience, I became completely plant-based when I came out of hospital with my brain injury. And my personal experience is that I have sustainable energy. I have no digestive issues. I used to get gut pains, irregular digestion. I don't have that anymore. My recovery after fitness is amazing. That muscle soreness, I don't get anymore. I
yeah,
sleep well. I don't get spikes and lows in energy. I just have great energy all day. So that's my personal experience from it. And now if you want some more hard evidence on this, the Game Changer is a doco that came out on Netflix. They basically prove the nourishment we get from meat, the animals get from the plants.
okay. Which doco was that? Can you
It's
remember
called
the name?
I think it's called the Game Changer on
Oh, the Game
Netflix.
Changer. Okay, I'll
And
look it up.
this guy basically thought, well, there's got to be something. So he just went completely plant-based, and his
Yes,
whole physical, everything just improved. He's an athlete. Everything improved for him. So, and from my personal experience with healing, plant-based is the best way to go. And just eat. And so nourishment, plant-based whole foods predominantly. Now, in our philosophy, any animal food provided without any harm or suffering caused to the animal is also quite nourishing for our body. So I have a lot of free-range chicken eggs. I love eggs,
yeah,
and I make sure they're always free-range. And I'm assuming because it's free-range, the chickens are happy, and
yes,
that's because they've got to be. Otherwise, it's torturous, for us as well. Because
yeah,
whether we and I always tell people this: we start off our experience as a single cell in a mother's womb. This body's designed to age. It's a temporary planet Earth experience, but we are energy. We're all cells and vibrating cells and atoms. That's all we're made of. So there is an energy that comes through the behavior as well. And this is the other part of nourishment.
Okay.
So if the food we're eating is from an animal that's being tortured, that food I don't feel is going to be as nourishing for us. And you can see this in many people say they can feel the toughness of a meat depending on how the animal's being treated, right? So we know that there's an element of that. Okay, that's one. The other point is that you can eat as healthy as you want. If you're a bastard to this world or you're not living an authentic life, you're not going to be healthy. All right, there's two nourishments here. And this is where my healing, now keep in mind, this has evolved from my healing and my experiences with cancer, acquired brain injury, and depression, anxiety. When I started to nourish my body with predominantly plant-based whole foods and I cut out all the other stuff, if I have some chocolate, it's ad hoc now. I don't have it every day. I still enjoy it, but not every day. Although the kids would argue I have a lot of it because I scoff it when I see it. And then and then I started to really live authentically, speak my truth, make my own choices guided by my heart and soul, gut and intuition, be uniquely my authentic self, be present in the moment without judgment expectations. This honestly was when everything, I felt the shift in my body. And that's, so part of the nourishment is the behavioral stuff. All right. So food is one part. The other one is you've got to be authentic. You've got to be transparent about what you want. Speak your truth. Take responsibility for your life and your choices. That's a big part of healing as well. And health is taking responsibility. So, and I'm still learning as well. This is a process. It's a process. We learn and grow. And
it's a lifelong project. Yes,
that's right. It's a lifelong project, and the joy for me is in the journey. And you'll notice, you feel the growth. So and like you, and honestly, since you started this journey for me, mate. Back when I met you in my early 30s, when I came to your first, you and Alexa were running that meditation class, people dealing with cancer, and things that stuck with me: feel your feelings, choose your actions. We're not our thoughts, we have thoughts. We're not our body, we have a body. But this body, this whole experience responds to our behavior. And our body is here for us. It's uniquely ours. There's only one fingerprint that's mine, one eye that's mine, and yours. Yours are very unique in the whole universe. The minute we start to behave authentically, the minute we make our own choices, the minute we start to speak our truth, the minute we start to take responsibility for our experiences and choices without judgment or expectations, and we align with it and start to walk a path we enjoy, everything shifts.
Yeah.
And you're doing this already. I got to tell you, you're great at this. You've taught me this, but for everyone else that's on this experience with us, nourishment's about
we can talk more about how to do that.
And this
track.
That's right. And mate, you've started my awareness in this. So I think that's going to be a huge contribution for everyone from you as well, Sinji, to share. You've taught me this stuff. You started my learning in this, and I love this.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Well, it's. I think I'm probably eating more meat than I want to at the moment. I don't know why, but that's how it feels. So I think my challenge over the next few weeks is to cut back on the meat and just transition into that plant-based thing.
Yeah. And baby steps.
The other thing that I wrestle with a bit, I know that I'm pretty addicted to carbs, so I want to cut back on the carbs as well.
It's not. Do you know what? If you're moving your body every day, it's not a problem. Carbs are used for fuel. It's fine. It's honestly, and here's the other thing I'll point out, right? So if you predominantly eat meals that you've cooked yourself using real food, the way it's come off the tree out of a ground, real food, right?
Yeah.
There's no all these additives. This is emulsifier X, Y. There's none of that stuff. Just food. Yeah. The body takes what it needs, and the rest comes out. Yeah. And we know that if you eat 1 calorie of processed food with chemicals and additives and that, or 1 calorie of food off a tree out of the earth, it has a very different response from our body. Yes. The 1 calorie that's from the earth, it comes in, you take the nourishment, it goes. The other one, you're left with stuff. It's stored, you feel sluggish, there's fat buildup. Yeah. We know this. There's a lot of evidence out there that shows this. So all I say is make your predominantly choices, make it food you've prepared yourself, and it's okay to have carbs, mate. Just do the movement. They need to be used. Carbs is where we get the energy from. You need to use it. Otherwise, the body stores it.
Yeah, right. Well, that's it. So it's a combination of the getting fully back up to speed with the movement, and ultimately it's like I've been a bit out of balance with what comes in and what goes out. You know, there's been
Yeah,
more
yeah,
coming in, and that inevitably
yeah,
leads to a bit of extra weight and stuff. So
yeah.
that's what I'm getting that re-establishing that balance is what.
Yeah, and keep it really simple. I keep things really simple. You know, I don't plan meals. I just we're at home with Maria and the kids. We always map out what we want to eat for the week. But generally, for me, it's I look in the fridge. There's some green things. There's some fresh free range eggs. I just get creative with things. I like bread. I try to stick to wraps. You know, those whole grain wraps. I love having that. It's a nice flavor. I mix herbs and spices into food. There's so many things we can do. Don't overthink it. Just think, is this come from the earth? Has it been given from the earth, or is the animal given it to us freely without any harm or suffering? If the answer is yes, put it together, get creative with it. If you don't have to kill something to nourish our body. That's the other thing I need to point out to people. If you want to, it's a choice, but you don't need it.
All right.
And the other thing, Stingy, just to this week for you, just focus on eating real food. That's it. And enjoy your Tim Tams, mate. Just don't have the packet. Don't have the. I still like.
Yeah, I don't eat Tim Tams.
But I got to tell you, the kids will. Every time there's chocolate in the house, they always say that it doesn't last, which is true, because when it's there, I enjoy it really thoroughly. I just don't choose not to have it every day. And that's the thing. Just don't have it every day, but still enjoy it, mate. Life's about enjoying it.
I think for me, George, it's having one less slice of toast for breakfast.
And that makes a huge difference over time. That is such a good point, mate. It makes that one change over months has a positive effect. So well done. Okay. That's a great start. Right. Awesome. Good. All right, Stingy. Thank you, mate. And we'll chat next week. And by the way, next week we're starting higher intensity training. So I'm excited about that.
All right. And hopefully by next week, we will be into the next level of the letting go of the restrictions.
Yeah, and actually, I'd love to train together if we're at that point.
Yeah. So if as soon as we're allowed to do that, because we're still wrestling with that 25-kilometer boundary or whatever. But I've got a feeling the announcements. It's next weekend that they're going to do it.
Yeah, awesome.
They'll be loosening that off again, so we can you can do some one-on-one, and we'll take the video camera along and share you in action, putting me through the hoops. Yeah.
Well, do you know what I'd love to do actually? When we increase the intensity, it's actually good if we do that together.
Yes.
Because I want you to get to a point where it's challenging, but you're not going to hurt yourself and you stop enjoying it.
Yeah.
Because there's a point there where you think, wow, this is challenging. I love the challenge. But if you go beyond that, if you're not, you just got to, at the start, it's just got to be careful. Yeah. I don't want you injuring a ligament or a tendon. So this is so let's do that one together. Yeah. And the first session.
I just have to let you know that I don't know if I'm fully at the state where I enjoy the challenge.
All right, mate. What do you know?
But we'll work on that, because I know that's where I want to get to.
Well, I know you'll get there, because the first time you and I did a movement session, we did over 10 Ks, you did over 50 push-ups and back row. You did amazing, and in the end, you wanted to do more. Yeah. I remember saying, "No, pull it back. You can pull it back. I don't want you to be sore the next day." You wanted more, so you will get there. You'll love the challenge. And by the way, we're not going to be going with this intensity for every set or every session. Only a few a week.
Yes, sure.
That's it. That's what keeps it challenging and enjoyable.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great. Thanks, Tim. Okay. Have a great day. Chat to you later.
Right. Thanks, George.
See you, mate. Have a great day. Okay. See you, mate. Bye.